I'm just getting started a little earlier than I usually do. I think I should start 15 minutes before just to make sure my charts are up to date. Done some review, chatted with everyone. Sometimes I start a few minutes too late and then I'm scrambling at the open. Don't want to do that. Make sure YouTube looks good. I think so. Okay. How's everyone doing today? Is Asia Futures worth the attention? I am willing to sit here for about an hour, hour and a half to find out. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Same as New York. New York was pretty sucky today for the most part until Powell spoke. So it's hit or miss, and usually within the first, usually 30 minutes, 60 minutes, I can tell if something's at least setting up that is going to be of interest to me. And if not, then I just peace out. But I'm a trader. I trade. I will trade anytime. I trade when the market, gives me a good setup. I try and capitalize on it. But yeah, I won't sit here kind of anymore. I used to just sit here for, hours and hours. Sometimes Asia is boring. Sometimes it's great. Volatility lately has been uh, increased, I guess, with, during the Trump presidency and tariff talk. So can be good, can be bad if it's not moving. I kind of just check out. Same as New York. There's more volatility during New York. You're not going to get a 100-point 1 minute candle during Asia, usually. But, if you don't mind holding a position for 15 or 30 minutes, sometimes less, sometimes more, you can make money. So if I can make money tonight and then not have to trade New York, I have something to do tomorrow. I won't be able to trade. I'll be leaving at like 7:30 in the morning. So if I can make my money tonight, then, that's great for me. I prefer overnight. I like the overnight session. French Fish, how are you? Wasn't sure if it traded like Asia Forex is normally pretty low volume. Probably. I don't. I've never traded Forex. I mean, I am at. It's much slower. It's things just. Sometimes it's really boring, really slow. Last night it was kind of a grind. I don't think I took any trades. Other times, right off the open. I think Sunday off the open there was some selling that happened. Yesterday, Nvidia earnings, there was some selling, and then it kind of got stuck sideways. So I just try and I take what the market gives me, right? If there's nothing moving, I'm not going to just sit here for like hours and hours and hours if there's nothing setting up. But if I can, if there's a good move or setup off the open, I want to try and take advantage of it, and then maybe I can just be done. I don't even have to do anything tomorrow. I don't have to trade at all. So appreciate the response. Always down to backtest for yourself, but the stat traders are a legend, so an honest response before I step in is always nice. You're quite welcome. I mean, we'll find out, right? Like I'm willing to put an hour in and see if something shows up. Sometimes I get really lucky. Sometimes, the market's just not as great. So I don't know if I'm legendary, but I'm that's my goal is to become a legendary trader. So, if I gotta sit here for an hour during a slow market and I'm okay doing that. Really, I don't joke around about that at all. Like I would like to be, I mean, my goal is to be like a tier one multi-million dollar, pulling in big money, trading 20, 30, 40, 50 lots. I don't expect that to happen overnight. Been doing this 5 years. I trade relatively small size, but I'm doing okay. So, but my goal is always excellence with pretty much anything I do. Like I want to be the best. So that helps drive me. Had a really rough day. I mean, I actually ended up not too bad. I ended up with 700. Let's see if it's still up here. We'll look at my stats. You can see here $700 today in my Blue Sky account, and basically hit my daily loss. So down to 82 today. My second red day this month, which was kind of sad. But this was way worse. If we look at where I was down almost 900 here. 900. Did not cut myself off at my daily loss limit. Dug out of the hole. This was me trying to fight the market before Powell. Big mistake. So the fact that I got back to under my daily loss limit, which is 300 to $500. Once I'm down 3 to 500, I need to cut myself off, and I let it go much further than that. I was emotional trading. I was super frustrated. I was pissed, angry, revenge trading, a little bit tilted. Um, but when the market finally started moving, I was able to get out of the situation I was in. So very grateful. I was on the verge of like blowing up some accounts, just saying like F it, I'm gonna full port whatever. And I had some friends in the Fun to Chat channel try and talk me out of that. And I did take a break. I stepped away. Pal finally spoke, and then we just got this selling right here. You can see on the right. This whole move down, which was, was it before that? Am I looking at the right thing? Did I not zoom out far enough? Hold on, let's go to a minute chart because I could be. Yeah, I might be too zoomed in here on this 100 tick. That might have just been this little last sell off, but from I think it was 12:30 Eastern, 1:30. Powell started speaking, and the market just started selling. So like this, writing this down, little corrective activity, short. This was a little choppy, but I did short. This was the market just clearly in a downtrend and moving. Very easy trading. And then once it finally started reversing into the end of the day, we got a pretty solid push up here. I mean, this was let's do some see if I can tag this. I mean, that was 478 points down, followed by 318 point move up. And before that, it was mostly just garbage. I mean, all of this choppiness here. So it was a good reminder to not, and I tell other traders this all the time when people ask me, I'm like, don't get cut up, don't get chopped up, don't like blow your capital, don't blow up, don't hit daily loss limit before the real move happens. The real move was the afternoon, pal talking, and then we finally bottomed and reversed. Those were the times to be aggressive in trades, not, whatever this was. And I just lost sight of that. So happens. Managed to recover a bit. Super happy about it. Pretty much flat on the day with 700 in one account, green, and then down to, I think, 250, maybe 260, 280. I don't know, whatever the number is. What I finished today. Let's try and be accurate. 282. So down just shy of 600, but made up 700 in a blue sky prop account. So kind of like a wash day, up a little bit, but flat. Way better than where I was. I was down like 2,200, I think total. Down 900 into XFAs, so 1,800, and then another 500, 23 and change. Super depressing. So don't do that. I say it all the time. We can't let one bad day, one emotional, one sitting here and trading emotionally like completely blow us up. Because I've had an amazing, if we look at the rest of the month here in my primary XFA, I've had a great month, right? 3,000 this week, 3,600 this week, up 200 so far this week. Hasn't been like anything crazy, but it's a solid month. Why blow this account up just because I was having a bad day? That's like amateur hour. Can't do that. I would have just been super depressed going into this Globex session if I had blown up all my funded accounts. Got about 4.5 minutes till the open here. Skim back through chat. Low volume. Oh, low volume usually boring. Can be. Accounts went kaboom today, French fish. Sorry to hear that. What happened? What'd you do? Degenerate trading? What's up, Frankie? Legendary Tom. I don't thank you, but I'm just another. I always say I'm just another dope out here trying to make a couple bucks, man. Top of the afternoon to you. Gonna listen as you work on your spreadsheet. What spreadsheets are you working on? Doing anything important, or is it busy work, kind of boring stuff? BT Hart, want to be a legend trader? No one knows about, so I'll quit typing. I really like I don't I mean I want to be a great trader, and that's just because I want to be great at anything that I put my heart and soul into, right? Whether I'm well known or not, I don't really care as long as I make enough money for me to be happy. But if I can help like other people, if I have a story to tell or can share some of my experiences, then I think that's great. I've got a lot of inspiration from other traders that I respect, and I wouldn't be where I'm at, without following them and listening to what they had to say. So, that's all it comes down to. I'm not trying to win a trophy. As a former IC trader, I've seen some huge losses in my lifetime. But I agree, PA this week has been absolutely awful. I've taken zero trades. I mean, good for you for not taking any trades. I have gotten better at that. Actually, the last couple live streams, I've not taken any trades while I was streaming. Like for the first hour, hour and a half of the market open, which for me is unusual. Like, I can't remember the last day I didn't trade. So I got a ton of respect for anybody who can stay out of the markets when things are not ideal, right? That's a skill that takes work. That's self discipline. That's awesome. Everyone's a degen. I I think so. Od deep down, it's just to what degree do we let the degen out and share it with the world? Frankie G is cleaning a 27,000K list and 38K list of mail merge facility in the finance field. Just busy work. Okay. It's in French and English, and their automated systems can't handle it. That would be like my I would be whipping up some code in Python to kind of wrangle text and data like that. I know you can do that kind of stuff in Excel probably, and I just don't know all the cheat codes for Excel. So, but I don't really enjoy that kind of work. It is just like it does feel like busy work. Not a fan of just busy work to if it serves some purpose that I'm passionate about, then I'm like, okay, it's just one step to get to where I'm going. But if it's like I just need to clean this up so I can send it to somebody else, it's not really that fun. BT Hart, me against me. I can handle that. Thanks for the stat. Thanks for the stat team. Yeah, it's just us against us, man. That is the tricky part of trading, right? It's there's no finger to point if something doesn't work well. That's why I got caught in an anger loop because there was no one to blame for me trading the way I traded earlier, right? I was cursing at screens. I was yelling at NQ. I was posting in Discord, just why is NQ not doing what I want? Throwing like a temper tantrum. I mean, but it's just the easiest thing I could have done is just got up and walked away for 20 minutes, right? It's like simple solution. I struggle walking away when I am red at all, right? So if I'm down a couple $100, or I mean, God forbid, like today I was down eight, seven, eight, 900. The desire to get back to break even as quickly as possible is super strong. And sometimes the market doesn't make it easy, right? It was easy if I had just walked away and then came back like I did later. I did okay. But just sitting here fighting NQ is a little ridiculous. Odie loves Excel. All right, next time I have an Excel project, I know who I'm reaching out to. Frankie and OD. Excel experience makes it easy peasy. And you charge a premium. Okay. That now you're talking my language, right? You got a skill, you charge for it, makes it worth your while. Good stuff. Casino is open, French. Gonna chill here. I do like the 4 hour real quick, just so we're on the same page here. This three, two down hammer, two down green, above the high, targeting maybe back up here, but we'll see. Got a little bit of work for bulls to make that happen. We're at 386, so uh, 50 points to kind of trigger that. So, but that's my bigger picture. The 4 hour is like my go-to kind of what I'm looking at. Those are the trades I really want. I want the 60 and 4 hour setups or 12 hour, but right now 12 hours inside and we don't get a flip till 6 a.m. So that's usually when I check back in on a 12-hour setup. If I get up nice and early, I'll peek in. Like tomorrow could be good if we'll pull up the 12 hour real quick, right? Inside bar. So let's say all night we trade and we end up inside bar here. I will look to trade a break of the inside bar. 6 a.m. Eastern. But not really anything else going on here. And we do have like a little 15-minute kind of hammer candle thing triggered to the upside. But no setups on the 60. Just continuation. So might be a kind of slow chill night. We'll see. Let me update my other charts here real quick. So here's the little 15-minute up here. This little, not a great hammer candle, hammer like. I use hammer like, hammer ish. I mean, it's we know what if you know what's happening in a hammer candle. It sold down. Buyers stepped up. They bid it back up. Bears kind of failed. We're looking for it to, they're reversal candles. So sometimes they don't look, picture perfect, but on the 4 hour, like this is a very nice hammerish candle, not a perfect hammer. Usually want it to close up, higher. We want the body of the candle to be up in the top third. But it's a two down, it's green, it's hammer like, and if we break the highs, you can see the bears tried to push it down, buyers stepped up. And if we break this high, we could potentially reverse. Might even trigger sooner than I think here. I need to mark this on my other chart because, whoops, marked it wrong. 4 hour. Let's go in here. Do I have it marked? We are getting near it. But not in a rush. We'll see. I think if I put up money today, I can take a payout again, which would be great. I was hoping I could do that today, but today I was just back. I was happy to get back to break even. Not even break even. I mean, whatever. Not a disaster. Oh, did you guys? I don't know if anybody watched. We mentioned yesterday on the live stream, I talked about gold, and my stupid alert didn't fire. I set an alert. I said we have a double inside day. We'll see if this breaks bull. It broke bull and just completely ripped 3.3%. And every time somebody pointed out gold to me in the discords that I'm in, I just kind of shook my head in disgust that I wasn't, that was like the best trade to be in. And we're still pushing, we got new all time highs again. So gold is just on a tear. and I missed the best. I love double inside bars. Double inside bars like this, big push up, consolidation, and then break the highs, new all time high. No one to. They just go. Not always, but I like all time highs. I know it's like Sarah is not a fan of all time highs. It's hard to trade because you don't have any levels. You don't have any price action up in this area where we're at. But when they get going, they just keep going. There's shorts. Anyone trying to short just gets run over. So that was a little hard to deal with yesterday, but you know that's kind of that's the game that we're in. We're gonna miss really great setups that work and spend time looking at garbage. Volume's done. Time to turn off the. See you later. Bye. Inside 30, inside 60, inside 4 hours. So we're just gonna wait for those to do something. Only been 7 minutes. Settle down, Frenchy Fishy. Maybe we get a magic liquid. Maybe we get a headline drop here and things heat up. Don't be a downer. Don't be the bubble burster. But you're probably right. We're probably not going to see a whole lot here today. I don't know. Is there news? Anyone know? Let's look at tomorrow, the 17th. Jobless claims at 8:30. Okay, so we got some stuff. 8:30. We got some action. It looks like what's gonna be happening. Netflix earnings at close, but futures gonna be. I don't think we get. I don't think there's Globex tomorrow. I don't like futures open Thursday night. A lot of times when the stocks are closed, like futures just close early or they'll trade overnight and close. I think I read that they're closed all day Friday. So somebody correct me. I know somebody's gotta. I'm just probably gonna be gone all day, like from early morning until late at night. So I kind of cross trading tomorrow off my list. I don't really care, like if it's open or closed. I mean tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's Thursday, but I mean after Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Do we get a futures open for a few hours or something? TSX is so annoying. They legit won't let you auto bracket under 4 ticks on EN. Why are you trading 4 ticks? 4 ticks? Isn't that a point? I know it's a point on Nasdaq. How many points on ES per? How many ticks per point? That's what I'm asking. Is it four too? 4 ticks is $50 with a mini. Okay. See, that's why I don't trade. Yeah, I'm kind of lazy. I don't want to have to figure out MES and ES, and I know NQ. I know all the points and ticks and where I like my stops and all. Not that I couldn't figure it out, but I have. There have been some people. I think Blues Girl posted. She's been trading ES and having success with that over NQ. So NQ can be that like a toxic relationship that you're stuck in, like where when you win big, and when you lose big, and it kind of beats you up, and like, why am I doing this? Why am I going back to this? But it's what I focused on. It's what I like to trade. It fits my personality. I'm okay with it. When there's crazy volatility, I have considered some switching to MES, but Hasn't happened yet. 15 staying in force just barely. Here's the 15er. Let's mark this for fun. Right, you can see is in force. Could trigger the 4 hour, but inside 30, inside hour. Not really going anywhere yet. Exactly, OD. When it's good, it's good. You just, you're like, yes, that was worth it. That was worth all the pain and suffering. I just put up a $2,000 day and three XFAs or whatever. EAs, XFAs, whatever. Funded accounts, personal account. Could be a snoozer, guys. Don't shoot the messenger. And by messenger, I mean French fish if you want to attack anyone for calling out no volume and just sideways. He said it first. Let's see what time is it? 6. We've been open 12 and a half minutes. I'm waiting for options degen to post a like 7K say I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm like, "What? What did you even trade?" And bro, it's been 15 minutes. We're stuck inside. Like, "Yep, see you later." Yeah, I mean, like if I was in, if I remember the days when I used to be in combines. I would trade anything, making a joke. I don't want to jump into anything in my XFAs without being smart about it. I've blown up so many funded accounts that it's like at some point something's got to give. I just can't. My Blue Sky account is as close as I come to being a degenerate these days. Um, and even that, like once I passed the eval, I didn't even go degen in that account either. I mean, I traded bigger size, but I didn't do anything crazy. Give me a I mean, I blew two 150K combines yesterday. I don't know if I think I mentioned it. I was really irritated with myself. I had to buy one because I didn't have one to use the free reset. So I spent 150 bucks on a 150K combine. I blew it in just straight gambling. I felt so disgusted with myself. Then I used my free reset to reset the 150K, and then I did the same, not quite as dumb, but still not smart, not taking it seriously. Basically trying to get $4,500 real quick. And so I like had to wash the filth off my body after doing that, and it just made me realize like that's not how I want to trade. Like if it takes me maybe like it might take me a week to put up 9 grand in profits. Like it took me 4 days in a Blue Sky account. I put up like 1700, 900, 1800, whatever. Got the 6K profit target. So maybe it takes me a week. Like who cares? Maybe I catch a really good trade and it works. Like today, I mean, shorting after Powell, I could have been done, but like not during Globex Asia. It was just stupid. Once you start to get consistent in some of these accounts and you have money sitting in them, like What do I have in my Top Step accounts? Like $6,000 that I can that's basically my money to trade and I can request payouts from. It becomes silly to just gamble that away. French did a billion times worse than I did today. What'd you do? I was pretty bad, man. I was making just stupid decisions. And I knew the worst part, it's not that I was making bad decisions, it's that I knew I was making bad decisions and that I was willing to continue making bad decisions instead of walking away and taking a break. Like I literally couldn't pull myself away from the screen. People were like, "Oh, go take a break." I finally did, but after paper cutting myself to death on choppy V-shaped market, just up and down and chop chop chop. 15-minute. Oh, we're on E. Let me switch on my screen. It's probably same thing on NQ. 15-minute shooter, triggered down. Oh, we got the failed two up on the 15, triggering down. Be targeting these lows if sellers continue, but inside 30, 60, 4 hours. So I don't really care about anything short because if the 60 gets going, possibly we'll still be inside 4 hour, but like this three failed two up here could get interesting, maybe, but we still gotta, it's 50 points for that to trigger, so I'll keep an eye on it, but other than that, I'm not gonna be hopping into anything. See what French did here. Ran up the funded 1.3K profit during Asia and London, lost it all and blew it. Okay, that is worse than me. What happened? 1.3K wasn't enough? Greed set in? That sounds like straight up greed. That is something I definitely would do. I'm pretty sure there are many of us who have done that. But, you got to look at 1.3K in a handful of hours. I know you're a late night grinder too. I see you in Top Step Discord. It could be 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Like this guy's Energizer Bunny. People that don't treat the cash buffer in the PA and say it's just monopoly money make no sense to me. If you can withdraw it, it's real money. It is hard to, when I first started, I didn't have that mindset. And I think it was when you get that first payout and you're like, oh shit, I can actually, like, this is money that can end up in my bank account, is when it becomes more real. You know, I mean, the money that we put up in prop accounts doesn't, it matters, but it doesn't really matter until it hits your account. But you still have to treat it like it matters. If you just don't care about it, I don't even know what you're doing this. Like the goal is to stack as much money as you can and request payouts. And if you're just like, oh, I'm up 3 grand, like I was ready to just piss it away today. That's just stupid. I would have like greatly regretted it. So I'm glad that didn't happen. And the thing with trading is it only takes one bad decision or one bad day or one emotional trade for us to completely fuck some shit up. To blow up an account with, thousands of dollars in it. Just, you have to be on guard. At least I do. Every day I have to sit down here and get my head in the right space and say, all right, this is a business. I'm trying to make money. Here are the rules. This is what I have to do. This is the end game. I can't emotionally trade, which is absolutely what I did today. But I've been good. I've been doing a good job all of April. So, all right, I slipped up. I managed to recover. A reminder that I'm not invincible. I don't have everything figured out. Yeah, options degen takes one trading session to blow up weeks or months of grind. And yeah, I mean that is like the fastest way to just destroy all of your confidence and everything that you've worked hard for. I've worked. I mean, this is weeks of. I mean, days of. Look at this. This is basically from the beginning of the month, end of last month. 1, 2, 3, 2.5 weeks of just grinding, sitting here for hours and hours and hours between overnight and New York, putting up good numbers just to blow it up in one day would be, that's mental illness. Not gonna lie, but I have that. I suffer from that sickness, so got to be on guard. Can't let your guard down. You can't. I sent a message to a friend of mine. I said that the market will catch you slipping if you start slipping. It can happen quick, and then you're just sitting there like, what just happened? Not where you want to be. Speaking of, I haven't even done this in a while, and this is why I almost got in trouble. We are going to make sure I protect myself from myself, and we're going to lock out setting daily loss limits of 500 in my accounts. This one didn't even have one. Liquidate and block. I'm going to save and lock risk settings. I didn't need it. I was trading well, right? And I even posted in Discord, one of the Discords that I'm in. I said, I haven't even, I said, full transparency, I haven't even locked the risk settings. We used to all share that we locked risk settings because it's a problem that all of us had. And I was just commenting that I hadn't locked risk settings, hadn't needed to, was able to control myself. But I said I probably should because when I need them, if they're not there, it's going to be too late, right? If they're not locked and I start tilting, it's kind of a wrap. Fortunately, today I recovered, but better to just have risk settings locked and keep those training wheels on than blow up some accounts. You have to be especially mindful if you're already prone to gambling addictive behavior, which I definitely am. Yeah, me too. 100%. Yeah, I mean it's tricky to be a trader as somebody who's like a former addict, whatever you want to call me, who's suffered from addiction and differentiate. I've never had like a gambling addiction, but I mean, I've gone to the casino and spent thousands of dollars that I didn't, start out playing with 500 and then all of a sudden, smoking through some cash advances on credit. But it's not like really my thing. But it's easy for me to slip into that kind of behavior or way of thinking where, I just start clicking buttons. I talk about it often. There's definitely a gambler version of myself, and then there's a trader version of myself. Trader version of myself has rules, follows a plan, manages risk, is not being greedy. Um, and then gambler me is just trying to get rich, clicking buttons super fast. So trying to manage, both of those personalities takes work. Bobby T has alarms set to ring every 15 minutes, uh, 2 minutes before each quarter hour. I think 2 minutes before each quarter hour, with the commitment that I will stand up, briefly walk away, and reset my mindset. Whether trading is going good or bad has helped me. It's a great idea. I should probably get like a little, even an egg timer, just something to stick on my desk that's quick and easy that I can't make an excuse about why I'm not using it, and do something similar where I take a break for 10, 15 minutes, play with the dog, go outside, stretch, get something to drink. Sometimes I get too hyper focused on charts. I'm like, maybe I'm looking for a bearish setup and I'm just like locked in on bear, bear, bear. And I get up, I walk away from it, and I come sit back down and I'm like, oh, does that really make that much sense anymore? Like, why was I trying to short this over and over and over again, get my teeth kicked in? Like, you take a little break, you come back, you look at the charts with a different perspective, and sometimes, you have different ideas, different plans. Not a whole lot happening here. A little. Let me make sure this is the right VWAP setting. Little VWAP, little tap and pulling back, but not enough for me to get into any kind of trade. Frankie says egg timers can be useful in both directions. Time to jump in on a trade after it goes off, or time for a 15-minute break. Yeah, I mean, it's just spin the dial, boom, set the reminder, whatever, have it remind me 5 minutes before the flip, before the hourly flip. Like, those are the most important flips for me. Each new 60. And then if I've been sitting here kind of too long, you know, maybe I need dueling egg timers, right? One to track my how long I've been sitting here, and one for the flip. Yeah, I think it's important to take breaks after wins and losses, right? You get the adrenaline and dopamine are just flowing, coursing through your veins. Sometimes our heads are not in the right mental space to be clicking buttons. It's crazy that something as simple as like just walking away for 5 minutes can kind of get, reset where you're at mentally. Still inside 30. We got a 30-minute flip here in a minute and a half. So we'll see what goes on there. Looks like it wants to close inside 30. We'll pull up those charts. Here's the 30. Let's get rid of this. Whoops, get rid of that. Let's mark the 30 high and low. See if they send it up or down. 4 hour trigger is about 41 points away, so we would need to see some buying in order for me to start, getting on the edge of my seat here. Like, I need to click a button or hit a hotkey. Very kind of itty bitty range here. Let's see. 56 points for the opening 30-minute range. Not absolutely horrible, but not great. 15-minute hammer breaks up. So, hammer candle breaks to the upside, but selling off. So, failed two up currently, but just open, so this can flip flop. Oh, here we go. Options degen starting praying to the pig gods. He always just needs 10 more points. Just somebody give him 10 points. We're looking for 10 points to the long side. Okay. Yeah, if I was just trying to for 100 bucks, I might take that, like that little 15-minute hammer up, boom. What are you in, 5 micros or a mini or something? 5 micros, I'm gonna guess. That would give you 100 bucks on 10 points. 4 micros, 2 and 2. Okay. I'm rooting for you. I think that's where we're headed. I mean, that's what it looks like so far. 9 account. How many accounts do you have total? I know you said a bunch. You're trading. I joked that you were like in 18. I don't know if you were actually in 18. I feel like the number that you said was somewhere around there. I was just like, what? Oh, okay, 18. I was right. It's easy though with trading with Quant Tower because you can copy trade all of them. I can't do that really. It becomes more of a chore. Like I have blue sky accounts, but I had to set up my charts. You know what I mean? Like I had to mark all my lines. Like they're not even like Top Step is my go-to, so I have all my stuff marked. But if I go to blue sky, it's not even. I only have like the daily. I just have the day, the week. I don't even have like everything marked out. Just because it's like so much work. Every prop, I'd have to do this over and over. So I'm just kind of hooked on this platform though. I have Quant Tower installed. I've messed around with it a little bit. You got your 412, right? Try it. I won't go back. All right, I'll put some time. I have to carve out a little chunk of like time to mess around with it. Nice, good job. I don't understand why you guys like newbie said he's got needs 20 days of $100. What I mean, what is that with MFFU? You I don't understand how it works. Well, you make X amount of dollars. You only have to make $100 or it's there's no point making more because you're capped at a certain amount. Give me the Cliff Note version if you don't mind. Yeah, I would have had to like spend some time with it, and I wasn't in the mood. Like I messed around with it for maybe an hour or two, um, but I'll go back and take a look at it. I know somebody else who uses it, and they swear by it. So 15 minute, not going anywhere, failed 2 up. So options DJN got out at a basically hit his target and completely reversed. These have been my go-to when I'm looking to see if we're gonna follow through on a move. I'm looking to see if the 15 is failing, right? Either to the downside or the upside. This is a 15 minute. Uh, hey, come on, man, don't mess with me. Right, this candle right here broke to the upside, so it is a 2 up, but because it's red, we call it a failed 2 up. Normally, you want to see a 2 up be green. It means you got buyers in control. Targeting up here. But as soon as this, you get this wick and then the candle goes from green to red, I start looking for possible shorts, especially if we've had like a big push up and then we get to the top of it and you see a 15-minute kind of failed two up. I start looking for areas to short. Same way if it's, we have a big move down, I'm looking for a failed two down. So a two down but green to possibly signal, we're going to get a reversal back up. Something like that. I used to use Sarah's 50% rule, but if we, on this for example, the green to red move here, you could get in as soon as the color changes at 401 instead of waiting for, I think this is my fib tool. So Sarah's 50% rule would say once this candle hits this 50%, we can expect it to target, we can target the other side of the range. But if you get in here at the 50%, you're missing a good chunk of this move. So you're better off getting in somewhere up here, anticipating this is going to, even if it doesn't do it in one candle, you'll get a compound outside bar or a 2-2 or reversal. But like that's not something I messed with until, I mean, like, again, I've been doing this 5 years now. I've been stratting for three. Like, was not even on my radar the first year or two. So stick with the basics, pick a couple setups to trade, and then you can get fancy. But it's something to be aware of, right? If you see a 15-minute failed two, should set off some kind of warning in your brain, like, hey, is this, maybe this isn't gonna keep going. All charting and TV tried. Okay, just super slick intuitive UI. Made 1500 on times two on consecutive days and passed the eval. Day three hit a banger and locked in 4500. Nice. Now I just need to get to 100 a day. Isn't there a consistency, or you don't have a consistency on that plan? And every 5 days you can pull out 1200. 25 days for. I got you. Okay. 120 times three accounts and 18K total payouts. 6K account times three. I got you. 50% consistency in eval, none in starter plus accounts. All right. I thought there was a consistency in. Is it just they're straight to funded? I guess they have a consistency. Greatest comeback of all time incoming. Uh oh. What happened here? French fish. What's going on, man? Is that just from the last 40 minutes of Futures Open? Or is that like from earlier or something? How I mean how? I mean, I know how, over leveraging and kind of trading inside bars, but Starter Plus, basically MFFU's version of the 50K Top Step. Okay. Yeah, I accidentally entered a trade and it went against me hard. Accidentally entered a trade. What's up, Larry? For also, do I set a daily loss limit on my XFAs? Yes, I set 500 daily loss. I used to use 300. This 500 is supposed to be my absolute like disaster scenario. So ideally, if I'm down 300, 350, I should stop. I don't like to hit 500. But sometimes, sometimes I just need a little extra wiggle room. Like my first trade or two, I could be down 250, and then, having $100 of drawdown is not really a lot enough for me to recover, but having 250, I can recover. So it's trying to strike a balance between like not digging a huge hole and also giving myself enough wiggle room to recover if my first trade or two go against me, which is not unusual. A lot of times, my first trade or two, I don't know what it is. Just I think sometimes I'm a little too antsy to get into a trade. I've really kind of cut that out a bit lately. Like the last, I don't know, this week of streams, I've not really taken a whole lot of trades like I normally do. So, yeah, it's just trying to find a balance between like, you know, giving myself enough room to recover and also not digging a huge hole. Because again, I mean, 3,200 and these are my balances here: 1,200, 2,600, 3,100. Having $1,000 debt, like a $1,000 drawdown, I mean, that's like a third of my account or more in some of these accounts. Like, that's just, I'm not okay with that. If I had a $10,000 balance, maybe 700, 800, 900, $1,000 drawdown wouldn't be terrible. I mean, it wouldn't be great, but, that's manageable. But I just keep pulling money out of these accounts when I'm eligible for payouts. I'm not sitting around trying to build up a huge balance. I'll rather put the money in my pocket. Yeah, Juan. It kind of works that way. It's the I gotta it's like the warm up, the shake off the nerves, the kind of get the kinks out. Remember what buttons we're clicking. What the hell's going on here, and then I'm like, oh, okay, all right, now I got this. But it's not really that fun to start like in the red. It's So now I've just decided I'd rather not take any trades, be really picky, and then hope that my first trade or two end up green and I get a nice, solid win instead of getting back to break even. If I'm down 250, if I catch a $500 trade, yes, I'm up 250, but it's kind of like, damn, would be nice to be up 500 if I didn't take, whatever stupid trade I took the first time. Maybe it wasn't even a stupid trade. Maybe I just, it just didn't work. Still sitting here inside 30, inside 60. And we got an hourly flip. We got a 30-minute. Hold up. Slow down, Tom. We got a 30-60 flip in 16 minutes, just over 16 minutes. Sorry, guys. One of the dogs just like bulldozed into this room and there was chaos. Chaos ensued. Yep. Inside bars galore. Frankie had to take the dog Ava for a quick walk and my normal hourly, sometimes every 2 hours, break from the screens. Your mic must be. I muted. I heard the door just get bulldozed into. I just hit mute real fast. I do use an app that's supposed to cancel noise. Like you used to be able to hear my mouse clicks and like keyboard stuff, and it was. I never watched like one of my live streams back, and I watched it. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? This is a disaster. I need to up my game. So tried to fix that a little bit. What kind of dog is Ava? My dog, bit of a ball freak. 16-month-old Great Dane. All right. Boy, girl, big boy, big girl, girl. Yeah, dogs are the best. All right, TikTok, TikTok, 13 minutes till we get a new hourly candle. We'll see what happens. Maybe they break this inside to the upside, trigger the 4 hour. Might take a shot at that if it looks like it's going to go. If not, I'm going to hop off, but we'll see. Willing to kind of sit here for a minute. Oh, nice, adorable. Likes the pink toys. And my dog is I mean, her go-to is she's got this rubber Kong thing that she absolutely loves. She goes like batshit over that and any kind of ball. She likes we go I just usually take her to the beach or outside. I'm not near the beach currently, but she swims in the ocean and she just chases this ball. It's either that or like tug of war. Like give her a rope to pull on, and she just follows me around the house with her slimy ball or this Kong thing and just smashes it into my legs. Like, hey, hello, can't you see I'm ready to play? I'm like, dude, ew, with your gross ass slimy toy in my leg. Is that a boxer and like a lab or a retriever? OD. I'm gonna go ahead and mark. It's a little premature here, but what's going on? Oh, this is the 60. Might have to adjust these a bit, but at least they are here as guides. That's the inside 60 you're keeping an eye on. If it makes a new high, I'll just drag this line up, but I want to see if the inside breaks up, triggers the 4 hour. But I don't have a lot of, not super excited about it. We're really like inside day, not even just a little bit. We're smack dab in the middle of the previous day. So like inside day, I don't mind if we're near the high, if it opens inside day, like near the high of the previous candle or near the low, but we are really right in the middle of this kind of range. So, and with a shortened week, I mean, it could be dull and boring. Just don't be surprised. Hit boxer mix. She was 70 pounds and an Argentinian Mastiff. Okay. Bred to hunt wild boar. Did you use him for that? Hunting? Or he was retired from that job, that career? Oh, we missed you for 30 minutes. Nothing has changed. That is true. We're still here though. We're kind of hanging on by a thread. We got a new 60 in 8 minutes and 50 seconds. So we are like thrilled. We're ready. We're on the edge of our seats, waiting for something to happen. Oh no, you just thought it was a badass breed. Yeah, I get that. Was trading London last night, and it is 100% the best session. I like London into New York pre-market. So like that 3 a really sometimes 2 a.m. is great, 2 a.m. Eastern. So the hour before London Open, into London Open, into like New York pre-market. I know last night news dropped and the market just I had just gone to bed like 20 minutes before. I woke up and I was like, "Oh my god. I was long at the bottom." And I ended up closing the position. And when I saw it, I was like, "Jesus." I just couldn't stay awake last night. I just couldn't. I haven't been taking my normal naps. Like even today, this morning, I mean, I straight fell asleep sitting in my chair. I dozed off and like, that thing where I'm like, ugh, I pop up real quick and my like finger clicks the button, the mouse, and all of a sudden like the order thing comes up and I'm like, holy shit, what's going on? Like, oh my God, am I in a position? I'm still in a position. What? Like, all right, dude, like, that's break time. Yeah, Globex has been good. I mean, people like to knock it, but I mean, if it's moving, it's moving, right? If it's not, go do something else. Same thing as New York. New York is not always like a. Sometimes Globex is great, and then New York is just garbage chop because there was so much movement overnight. So, pick and choose. If it's not moving, go do something else. But the market's open. I'm gonna peek at it for a bit, right? A period of time. From the open, I'm gonna check maybe back overnight, see what's doing pre-market, check in for New York Open. I'm just gonna look for setups. If there's a good setup, I'm gonna take it. I don't really care when it is. Always funny watching chat after a huge news move and everyone trying to act like they predicted it. Yeah, it's. I mean, sometimes overnight, even though the market moves like 10 points, and then you get the people posting like news question mark. You're like, what? News, bro? We like barely moved. I mean, I know it seems like it moved a bit, but Frankie says being fair to yourself when you're sleepy like that and opt to opt out. Yeah, I just don't usually, I usually just try and bulldoze through, but the truth is like I can't be making good trading decisions when I'm half asleep, right? Smart thing to do is just like chill out, take a nap, take a break, whatever, regroup, and then, not be sitting here like accidentally clicking. But I mean, I could very easily like be in and out of positions or whatever, just the way my it's like dozing off my hand on the mouse and like clicking things. I've just been lucky so far. I haven't clicked like the wrong thing, but that's not like treating trading like a business or a professional. I mean, you could do that like at a regular job, just kind of doze off, click buttons, nobody's paying attention. Not when you're trading with real money. Yeah, the choppy sessions. I mean, I've mostly narrowed it down now. Like, inside 60, inside 4 hour, I just try and stay out of those. I know they're going to be choppy. Even today, like, I mean, I knew, look at this, where are we at on the 4 hour here? This right here, right, was no place to be trading. This was just directionless, chippity chop. Finally we got Powell spoke and we got some push down. But like I'm over here busy in this nonsense, stupidly. Like I know better. It's sometimes I get caught in it. I do wish I was really had that skill of just saying like, oh, all right, this is clearly choppy. Let me walk away. Sometimes I struggle to do that. I'm like, well, yeah, it's choppy right this second, but maybe in the next 3 minutes, we're gonna get moving. God forbid I miss, you know, opportunity. With a couple of people who longed before news and were acting like they were market gurus. Yeah, I mean, it's nice when you're positioned. Like if you're expecting a long and then you get, I mean, but saying like, hey, you knew it was gonna move. What did it rally like? Where was the overnight pump? Right here, I think. Yeah, like if you were, you're like long here because, whatever, you're a double bottom person or this, we're not making new lows here, inside bar, and you get long. But to say that you knew it was going to run 300 points is just, craziness. I love getting lucky. Like, I'm in a trade that I want to go in a certain direction and it just does way more than I expect. I mean, I just chalk that up to the market gods, you know, favoring me that day. I don't try and pretend like, oh yeah, I knew it was gonna, of course. Who didn't know it wasn't gonna rip 300 points? Flip in a minute 40. Double inside 30s, inside 60, inside 4 hour. Still a lot of inside bars. Rather step on a Lego. I like that one. That's the great thing about trading, right? I mean, ultimately, we get to decide when we click the button, when we want to get into positions, and if there's nothing there, there's nothing there, right? Like, that's fine too. The worst thing you can do is try and get into trades when nothing's happening or like force your will upon the market. Like so I sat here for, it's been an hour, nothing really happened. I just got to shoot the shit. We joked around, looked at charts, if I don't take a trade, cool. That's okay. Like at least I have an idea of what's going on. Maybe I'll set some alerts like I did last night and just go about my day. But yeah, this is really just kind of nothing. Still in this 56 point range. Here's the flip in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, new candle. Got the 30 inside marked, got the 60 inside marked. See if anything happens. Hang out for another 5, 10 minutes. Nothing triggers, then that'll be that. Just set some alerts in trading view. Maybe take something. Still inside 4 hour. I really only care about the bull break, so want to see something trigger the 4 hour up, and that's not what we're doing at all currently. Trying to break the 30 low, but just a choppy mess. Yeah, triple inside 30s. No trades. I've not taken any trades today. I mean, I took trades earlier today, but nothing since futures open. Nothing since I've been live streaming. There's just nothing worth trading. The only thing I'm looking at, bigger picture, if you missed the beginning, is this 4 hour setup, right? A three, a two down, green hammer. If we break the high here, then I'll be interested in heading up towards this area. But other than that, there's not really, inside 60. Looking for the inside 60 to break bull to get the 4 hour inside up, but that doesn't have to happen. That would just be what I would prefer. I mean, a short could be interesting too. I mean, just on the 60, the 4 hour doesn't, we don't really get anywhere with the 4 hour, but not a lot going on right now. So, especially after having the type of day I had, I'm not in a hurry to just click buttons unless there's a good reason to. I had to do way too much work today to get back to end the day red, but it was better than where I was at earlier. Yeah, it's just slow. Can I stream video games or something while we wait? I mean, I could. You guys might be bored. Although, is it possible to be any more bored than watching paint dry? 'And that kind of stress just takes it out of you being big red and having to work your ass off and stress out the clawback. It's the worst, man. I just somebody posted in Top Step Discord yesterday. They showed their stats on the day, which look like, similar to this, where, they were down like, I mean, this account I was down 565. I mean, this was, to end the day plus $34 after being down 600 all day is not fun. I mean, you're scraping and clawing and scratching just to get back to break even. It's, the whole time I'm thinking to myself, why are we in this situation here? Could have done things way differently and just not had to work so hard. I'm trying to work less, right? That's why I'm trading. I want to sit here and click buttons and do it in a smart way and make decent money. Chop, 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 chop. Oh, you know what I need to do here? All right, that was exciting. Mark the daily open so we know where we're at. 30-minute trying inside bar trying to break bear. 15 2-2 reversal. Looks like the 30 is going to trigger. Could trigger the 60. But meh. 30 inside breaking bear. Getting a little bit of follow through. See if it breaks the 60. Might have been a good one to take a shot at, but a little late. just don't trust. I don't have a lot of confidence in taking anything right this second. 4 hour inside bar always likes to teach me a lesson about trading it. There's the 60. 26 points, not bad. Anybody take that? Oh, options degen is long right now. Rut-row. Better hope for one of those V shapes back up. Oh, board entry. Yeah, I've done that, man. It just never works for me. That's why I updated my rules here. Let's see. My trade plan and rules. No trading if sick, tired, or bored. No button clicking just because we can't find, just because I can't find something else to do. Mia, I want to see if we can reclaim the 3 on the 60. Yeah, I mean that's what I would be looking at, like a short, to target down at the like 116 area. I mean, it really wasn't a bad entry for short. We have time frame continuity to the downside, all right? We're red on the day, inside double inside 30 to trigger inside 60, but it's still stuck inside 4 hour, which I'm not a big fan of. But for, like a quick scalp trade, like I said, I mean, I think it moved 26 points from the 30 entry. That's not the whole move. So this little piece here I missed, but yeah, about 25, 30, 25 points. Maybe more here. I've also gotten better at if I miss the trade, like this just triggers and goes, like I'm not, like that's it, I just missed it. Got to move on, right? Could I make an attempt on the 60 breaking? Sure. But I feel like if it's if I was looking for the short, I should be in on the 30, at least with a starter position, and then add on the 60. But this 60 is kind of holding up here. We'll see if price kind of stays under this level I marked at 370. And then yeah, we're reclaiming that outside bar on the 60. Reclaim DNs. I'm gonna pass. Charmaine, hey, so when it triggers, do you enter right away or do you wait for a particular candle close? I mean, typically I'll enter right away. I'll enter a starter position right away. So like right here, you can see this broke and just kept going. Sometimes it triggers. You get a push up here, like maybe, whoops, wrong tool. So like maybe it breaks and then it pops back up and then re-triggers. You could enter on the re-trigger. You could enter when it first breaks. You could enter, sometimes it breaks and then you get a back test of the trigger. You could enter here. Depends on what you're comfortable with. I enter a small starter on the initial break, and then let's say this sells off, comes back, and rolls over. Maybe I'll add here, and then I'll add on the 60 triggering. And just hope I try and build a position. But the way the market's been lately is these setups trigger and then they don't get a whole lot of follow through. They do like, like this will break the 30, it breaks the 60, and then it does one of these V shape right back up, and I'll stop you out. And then it re-breaks, you get back in, it goes down, and then it right back up. Like it's really been tricky trading. Like you can see all this on this tick chart, right? Break down, V shape, down, V shape, down, V shape, down, V shape. It's just a lot of this. There's no like, trend. But I'm a more aggressive trader, so I typically like to get in when it first triggers. But again, like I said, it's up to you. Experiment. I usually my starter is like 1 to 3 micros. So small size. Yeah, options DGen needs that. What's your entry price, OD? You like up there 407, 410 area or something? 390? Okay, that's not terrible. All right, guys. I'm not really interested in anything here. I'm going to set alerts for that 4 hour bull break on the 322. So this setup here, right? If we get up in this area, I'm going to add an alert, right? So if we're close to triggering this 2 down, 2 up, I'll be interested. Otherwise, I'm not really looking for anything else. We might just the 4 hour, like the next time I'll probably, if I don't get an alert, the next time I'll check back on the charts will be when we get a new 4 hour candle. So maybe this current 4 hour closes inside, right? We end up with an inside bar at 10 p.m. Eastern. I'll update some alerts and set some alerts on the high and low and see if we can break, hopefully this bullish, but who knows. Tariff war heating up. Be on the lookout for some sort of positive news. I mean, it could be really bad news, like it has been. I mean, China tariffs are now like 240 some percent. But a headline that drops about the U.S. and China potentially negotiating a trade deal will send the market screaming. So, I'm kind of keeping my eye out for longer term bullish trades, but who knows how long this could drag on. Just be, aware that headline drop will send the market running pretty hard. Thanks for the live stream. You're welcome. Thanks, man. If your computer does not sleep, you might not get alerts. I get them on my phone. So I think I've noticed overnight when my PC goes to sleep, my phone goes off, but my PC doesn't. I did miss a gold alert. I mean, I don't know how. I think I marked the daily open indicator. I'm not really sure, but I'm on the lookout. I need to set like a very specific tone on my phone because I think it's just like a normal ding and I sometimes don't pay attention to it. Like I want that like a trading view alert to be screaming at me like a rooster or something unique that I'm like, "Oh shit, this is go time." Yeah, not looking for much here. Just gonna keep these alerts, check back at 10, and I guess that's about it. So appreciate you guys stopping by. Always fun. Trade smart, manage risk, etc., etc. Don't be stupid. Love you guys. See you later. What's up, Solanki? Last chance. I mean, this is your last chance. Am I sure? Am I sure about what? Are you trolling me? Okay. All right, buddy. I love you. You have a good day. I'll see you guys. Catch you on the next one. Buford should really build your YouTube. Yeah, I need to. It takes work. I need to like record videos, edit videos. I'll get into it. I'm working on it. I think I have some good information I can share. It's just right now trading, executing. That's kind of my focus. But appreciate the support. Referral codes not on Top Step. Some of them, like Apex, has affiliate kind of stuff. If that's what you're talking about, props. There's always promos and discounts and deals. So if you're considering signing up somewhere, shoot a message in funded chat because somebody probably can tell you where to get the code for a discounted plan. You want easy, do Top Step. I mean, it's it doesn't get much easier than Top Step. They've been around for a while. There are some other props you could experiment with too. Just a Top Step lifer, so I don't get paid by Top Step. I just think they run a good they have a good business. Like they don't mess around. They pay. The rules are really simple. Don't listen to French Fish. He's gonna steer you wrong. Put it all on black. This guy. All right, guys. Always fun. Have a good one. See you next time.